Hello and welcome. Namaste from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi slams Pakistan, says terrorism no longer proxy war as Pakistan's well-planned terror strategy has been exposed, as India's response will be on the same lines. India is set for a bountiful monsoon season. The Indian Met Department says rainfall across the country is likely to be 106% of the long period average. That means plenty of rains. The Trump administration is going after Harvard again. It's reported to be moving to cancel all remaining federal contracts, with the university estimated at about $100 million. And President Draupadi Murmu presents the Padma Awards to multiple eminent personalities in their second civil investiture ceremony at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Well, first, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, on the second day of his Gujarat visit, participated in the celebrations of 20 years of Gujarat Urban Growth Story. During the event, Prime Minister Modi launched Urban Development Year 2025. The PM also inaugurated and laid foundation stones for multiple projects related to urban development, health and water supply. He dedicated more than 22,000 dwelling units under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana to the nation. The PM also released funds to the tune of 3,300 crore Indian rupees to urban local bodies in Gujarat under the Swarnim Jayanti Mukhyamantri Shahri Vikas Yojana. And addressing the gathering, the Prime Minister said that historically, what was termed as proxy war has now evolved, especially after the events of the 6th of May.
जब आतंकवाद के 9 ठिकाने तय करके 22 मिनट में साथियों 22 मिनट में उनको ध्वस्त कर दिया, और इस बार तो सब कैमरा के सामने की सारी व्यवस्था रखी थी ताकि हमारे घर में कोई सबूत न मांगे। अब हमें सबूत नहीं देना पड़ रहा है, वो ऊपर वाला दे रहा है। और मैं इसलिए कहता हूं अब ये प्रॉक्सी वॉर नहीं कह सकते इसको, क्योंकि जो आतंकवादियों के जनाजे निकले 6 मई के बाद जिनका कत्ल हुआ, उस जनाजे को स्टेट ऑनर दिया गया पाकिस्तान में। उनके कॉफिन पे पाकिस्तान के झंडे लगाए गए, उनकी सेना ने उनको सैल्यूट दी। ये सिद्ध करता है कि आतंकवादी गतिविधि ये प्रॉक्सी वॉर नहीं है, ये आपकी सोची समझी युद्ध की रणनीति है। आप वॉर ही कर रहे हैं तो उसका जवाब भी वैसे ही मिलेगा।
The PM also highlighted India's growth as the world's 4th largest economy in the world.
2014 में 26 मई मुझे पहली बार देश के प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में शपथ लेने का अवसर मिला, और तब भारत की इकोनॉमी दुनिया में 11 नंबर पर थे। हमने कोरोना से लड़ाई लड़ी, हमने पड़ोसियों से भी मुसीबतें झेली, हमने प्राकृतिक आपदा भी झेली। इन सब के बावजूद भी इतने कम समय में हम 11 नंबर की इकोनॉमी से 4 नंबर की इकोनॉमी पहुंच गए।
Earlier, the PM also held a roadshow in Gandhinagar where people lined up along the route and showered flower petals when the Prime Minister's cavalcade passed by. Let's now tell you about India's global outreach related to Operation Sindoor and its aftermath. Well, the delegation led by JDU MP Sanjay Kumar Jha called on Senior Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and Home Affairs of Singapore, Sim Ann. During this meeting, the Indian delegation conveyed India's strict stance against terrorism, adding that Operation Sindoor has carved out a new benchmark of India's fight against terrorism. The delegation added that India will now not bow down to nuclear blackmail as well. The Singaporean minister conveyed that Singapore strongly condemns Pahalgam terror attack and stands with India against terrorism. And earlier in the day, the delegation members briefed Singaporean officials on developments since the Pahalgam terror attack, Operation Sindoor, and India's new normal in combating terrorism. And the Indian parliamentary delegation led by Kanimozhi Karunanidhi met with parliamentary delegation of Slovenia on Tuesday. The Indian delegation called on Marko Lotric, President of the National Council of Slovenia. The delegation conveyed India's resolute stance of zero tolerance towards terrorism and the new normal after Operation Sindoor. They appreciated Slovenia's role as a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council in promoting global peace and its unequivocal condemnation of terrorism that needs to be eradicated. The Slovenian delegation appreciated the message of national unity conveyed by the delegation of India and their efforts to reach out to the Slovenian side. They also condemned the Pahalgam terror attack and conveyed that terrorism in any form can never be tolerated. Also, the all-party delegation led by Bajayant J. Panda is in Kuwait, and on Tuesday the delegation visited the exhibition at National Library Rila Dosti, 250 years of India-Kuwait friendship, showcasing rare manuscripts, historical books, coins and artifacts, underscoring India-Kuwait deep historical connect. Now, this delegation, in an interaction with the Indian diaspora there, engaged in India's response to the 22nd of April Pahalgam terror attack and its broader fight against cross-border terrorism. And another all-party delegation will be reaching Indonesia on Wednesday to project New Delhi's national consensus and resolute approach to combating terrorism in all forms and manifestations. The cohort will be in Indonesia until Saturday. Chandni Vasantani gets us a detailed report from Jakarta.
Ahead of the visit of the all-party delegation that will arrive in Jakarta on Wednesday morning. This four-day visit is a vital component of India's multinational mission to strengthen the global narrative against cross-border terrorism. This delegation is led by Mr. Sanjay Kumar Jha, and they will come here to brief Indonesian counterparts on India's response to the Pahalgam terror attack back on April 22nd. The delegation will meet with several members of the Indonesian parliament, and we can expect that the discussions will underline the threat of terrorism and the importance of international cooperation against terrorism. They're also expected to visit the ASEAN Secretariat to meet with the ASEAN Secretary General. During this visit, they will also be meeting with several representatives of Indonesian political parties and influential think tanks. This is a good opportunity for the Indian delegation to, voice their concerns about terrorism, which is a clear and present threat that exists until today, and rally support for Operation Sindoor as a response to terrorism. Beyond these high-level discussions and dialogues, they will also meet with the Nahdlatul Ulama, which is the world's largest Islamic organization that is based in Indonesia. They also have, in their agenda, they also have scheduled to have several community and cultural engagements where they will interact and meet with media houses and members of the Indian diaspora based in Indonesia. This visit to Jakarta represents a very serious diplomatic effort to forge stronger partnerships and amplified the call for decisive action against those who commit and support acts of terror. After this Jakarta leg, the delegation will travel to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I am Chani Vasandani reporting from Jakarta.
And apart from this particular blitz, India is also consistently adding more firepower to its armed forces. In a major move towards enhancing India's homegrown defence capabilities and fostering a robust domestic aerospace industrial ecosystem, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has approved the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft Programme Execution Model. Aeronautical Development Agency is set to execute the programme through industry partnerships. This is an important step towards harnessing the indigenous expertise, capabilities and capacity to develop the AMCA prototype, which will be a major milestone towards Atmanirbharta, that is self-reliance, in the aerospace defence sector. The execution model approach provides equal opportunities to both private and public sector on a competitive basis. Also, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has interacted with parliamentary delegation from Sri Lanka, which is on a visit to India for the Pride Capacity Building Programme. Dr. Jaishankar appreciated their condemnation of terrorism and expressions of sympathy over the Pahalgam terror attack. The leaders discussed neighbourhood first policy underpinned by strong people-to-people ties. The Indian minister reiterated his commitment to Sri Lanka's development and progress. Now, India is set for a rain-rich monsoon, with central and southern India seeing above normal rains. June looks to be wetter than usual, with cooler temperatures expected in many parts of the country. DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya has this report.
India can expect a rain-rich monsoon season in 2025, according to the India Meteorological Department. Southwest monsoon rainfall across the country is likely to be 106% of the long period average, indicating above normal rainfall from June to September. Central and South Peninsular India will see the most rain, with above normal showers predicted. Northwest India is likely to receive normal rainfall, while Northeast India may see below normal rainfall. It's good news for farmers. The monsoon core zone, which covers major rain-fed agricultural areas, is also expected to receive above normal rainfall. June is projected to be especially wet, with above normal rainfall across most parts of the country, though southern peninsular regions, northwest and northeast India may see lesser rain. Temperature-wise, normal to below normal maximums are expected in most regions, with above normal minimums likely across India. Currently, neutral ENSO and neutral IOD conditions are observed, with models suggesting they'll continue or slightly shift as the season progresses. The July rainfall forecast will be out in late June. Tapas Bhattacharya's report, DD India.
And to understand the science behind above normal rainfall forecasts and what it means for agriculture and the economy, Tapas caught up with Dr. M. Ravi Chandran, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences. Listen in.
Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Mr. Ravi Chandran, sir, you've been talking about this, monsoon, and we have been talking about the way it is expected to come. And in fact, most of the places we have seen down south as well as central peninsula is, having a lot of, monsoon activity. Tell us what can we expect in the next 1 week?
Yeah, next week this basically this monsoon, wherever it is active, it will be continues to be active, and also it will little bit further progress towards north. That is what expected, and because the conditions are everywhere, whatever the monsoon conditions are, most of the conditions are favorable, so it will be continued to go for next few days. Afterwards, we don't know what will happen. It may be lull, or we don't know. We have to see.
Can we expect any alert coming out from the ministry?
Already it has been given red alert in many places. There is Bombay and other places wherever the things are there. They have given the red alert on orange and other.
Could you tell us how this particular monsoon and how you guys are tracking it?
So there is a predictability is only for 5 to 7 days. Beyond that, we cannot predict in the monsoon progress how it is over. So it is a long way to go. So even though it is a 29th, I think June
yes.
June is the normal date, right. But actually I personally expect it will be much earlier.
in terms of the whole country, how do you see this season of monsoon in comparison to, let's say, the last 3 to 4 years? We've seen, we spoke about the fact that it's a last 3 to 4 years average rainfall, but this time we are expecting an above average rainfall in the whole country, isn't it?
So this is basically the average rainfall is about 87 centimeter.
Right.
But this year we are going to expect roughly about 92 centimeter. It is roughly about 106% from the normal. So that is what we are expecting. Of course, plus or minus 4% error.
It's always there.
Yes.
So the whole country is, you are expecting more than above rainfall this time?
Yes, most of the places above normal rainfall, and except maybe northeast, it will be what is called, it is a little bit below normal, and all other is normal or above normal.
So good news coming in that it's expected to be a more than average rainfall. It's going to be a great time for the farmers, and we believe that this time India is expected to get more than above rainfall in the whole country. With camera person Manoj, this is Abush Bhattacharya for GD India from Delhi.
Now, 69 individuals are being honoured, or have been honoured rather, with the Padma Awards by the President, that's Draupadi Murmu, at the Rashtrapati Bhavan for their remarkable contribution and work in different fields. Now, these list of awardees includes 3 Padma Vibhushan recipients, 9 Padma Bhushan recipients, and 57 Padma Shris. Apart from the President, the Padma Awards distribution ceremony or civil investiture ceremony was held at Rashtrapati Bhavan, and it included those in terms of attendance: Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Vice President, Home Minister, several other eminent politicians, dignitaries and guests. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. Crypto-linked kidnapping cases in France lead to arrests of over 12 persons. Nepal's Sherpa Kamirita breaks his own record with 31st Everest summiting.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. US President Donald Trump's administration is set to cancel all remaining contracts with Harvard University worth over $100 billion. The action has come days after the Trump administration banned Harvard from enrolling international students. A federal judge in Boston later temporarily blocked that ban. In a letter to federal agency, the U.S. General Services Administration claimed that Harvard continues to engage in race discrimination in its admission process. The letter also instructed agencies to find alternative vendors for future services. Russia has accused Ukraine of trying to derail peace talks, claiming that its massive aerial assaults on Ukraine in recent days have been a response to escalating Ukrainian drone strikes on its own civilians. Although diplomatic efforts to end the war have accelerated in recent weeks, as officials from both sides have held direct talks for the first time 3 years earlier this month in Istanbul, but the Kremlin has shown no signs of scaling back its maximalist demands. Russian Defense Ministry has said that Russian air defenses destroyed 2,331 Ukrainian drones between the 20th to the 27th of this month, more than half of which were intercepted in areas outside the battlefield. Meanwhile, Kyiv has accused Russia of trying to evade responsibility for the killings. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky's Chief of Staff, Andriy Yermak, on his Telegram post said that Russia needs to be sanctioned even more. And Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has met with his Turkish counterpart Hakan Fidan in Moscow on Tuesday. During the meeting, both the countries' foreign ministers discussed about the significance of recent direct Russia-Ukraine talks that were held in Istanbul. Monday also saw the Turkish foreign minister meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin to discuss efforts to resolve the Ukrainian conflict and to make further progress following direct negotiations. France has arrested more than 20 people over 2 recent kidnapping plots targeting crypto traders in Paris and another bid in western France on Tuesday. The arrests are part of an investigation by France's Organised Crime Office into the attempted kidnapping this month of a French cryptocurrency entrepreneur's daughter and grandson, as well as the abduction of a crypto millionaire's father, who was later rescued by French police, and a new plot that was foiled Monday near the western city of Nantes. Let's now take a look at some other news as well coming in from around the world, where Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian on Tuesday began a 2-day visit to Oman, which is mediating ongoing nuclear talks between Tehran and Washington, D.C. Pezeshkian travelled to Muscat looking to promote peace and stability. The talks are the highest level contact between the two countries since the U.S. quit a previous nuclear accord during Donald Trump's first term. North Korea has slammed U.S. President Donald Trump's Golden Dome missile shield plan as a very dangerous threat that aims to weaponize space. Trump announced new details and initial funding for the missile shield system last week, calling it very important for the success and even survival of our country. In Greece, volunteer divers are cleaning up the sea by removing plastic bottles, old tires and chains to protect marine life. This cleanup, partly paid for by the EU, is part of a bigger effort to stop pollution. Greece plans to create 2 more marine parks and will protect 30% of its waters by 2030. Mili Robotics is a global leader in autonomous unmanned ground vehicles, providing autonomous operation capabilities to lessen the cognitive load on operators and improve mission success. It deploys in increasing the advanced range of military robots that are adaptable for various missions, including frontline unit resupply, reconnaissance and combat. Mili Robotics' Paul Clayton has spoken to DD India's Jessica Taneja. Take a look.
With us, Paul Clayton. He is the Director of Industrial Partnerships here at Mili Robotics. Thank you for speaking to DD India and taking our time. From whatever we've understood, it is important to know that, the unarmed ground vehicles play an important role in the battlefield, as you just explained. When you talk about India, how keen do you think are the Indian armed forces when it comes to adopting this kind of tech?
So they're at the early stages. I think the war in Ukraine has accelerated that because they've seen an increase in use of unmanned vehicles and an increase in capability. And so that is probably where they were thinking probably of a 5 or a 10-year forecast. I think that's probably coming down into like 2 to 5 year forecast of being able to do trials, and they're already trialing vehicles at the moment, through to hopefully delivery, well, certainly by 2030, I would have thought.
How do you look at the Indian terrains, being able to adapt, or these unarmed ground vehicles being able to adapt in those terrains right now?
So first is the climate. So our vehicles have been tested from the very cold at -30 all the way up to +55 in the deserts of the Middle East. So climate-wise, they're very adaptable and able to operate. When it comes to different types of terrain, obviously mountainous terrain becomes more of a challenge. So high altitude does become a challenge. It has a small impact on the overall capability, but it's still able to operate even at higher altitudes.
Now, India made a strong impression at Index Dubai 2025, the annual interiors trade show, with 55 companies displaying their products to capture a share of the region's expanding interior design market. Speaking of India's strong participation, Additional Director of Texprocel, Shailesh Martis, said that the event was coordinated by major export companies including Cotton Textiles Export Promotion Council and the Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts. India's robust participation is supported by the India-UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, which came into effect in May 2022. The 3-day exhibition is being held at the Dubai World Trade Center from the 27th of this month till the 29th.
And we have brought with us about 11 companies that have come with us through Texposer. There are another 11 companies that have come through the Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts. And besides the textile segment, there are over 25 companies that have come in the non-textile segment like electrics, lighting, etc.
Now, famed Nepalese Sherpa guide Kami Rita has scaled Mount Everest for the 31st time, breaking his own record for the most successful ascent of the world's highest peak. According to the expedition organizer, Mingma Sherpa, Kami Rita stood atop the 8,849-meter summit at around 4 a.m. on Tuesday under stable weather conditions. That's all we have for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS. Just scan the QR code on the screen to download the app right away. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live, and you too keep climbing your own personal mountains.